Today, few people know much about pre-war colonial history of Australia's experience in New Guinea. And one of the reasons for this is that a lot of the records were destroyed by the Japanese, but also by the Australian troops in 1942 as part of their scorched earth policy. And that's discouraged a lot of research because it's obviously pretty difficult to get hold of this information because it's poorly documented. This evening what I want to do is give you a bit of an overview about the experience of Australians, New Guineans and some others living in New Guinea during this pre-war period, but also talk a bit about the activities of the Australian administration. Can you see that map all right? Hopefully most of you will have some idea, but anyway. At the outbreak of war in 1914, Germany had a significant naval force in the Pacific. There was a coaling station at Rabaul, which was also part of a chain of wireless stations connected to Berlin. In view of this threat, an Australian naval and military expeditionary force was dispatched from Sydney a fortnight after war was declared on the 4th of August 1914. And this photo shows the embarkation of the Naval Brigade of this force at Cockatoo Island on the 18th of August, a fortnight afterwards. The force arrived at Rabaul on the 11th of September, and by the end of the day the wireless station had been captured, though not without cost. 6 men were killed and 4 injured, the first Australian casualties of World War I. A military administration operated for the next 6.5 years, though with the future of German New Guinea undecided, it was little more than a holding operation. At the Versailles Peace Conference, the Australian Prime Minister Billy Hughes argued strongly for the full annexation of German New Guinea by Australia. The development of the territory and the welfare of its people mattered very little to Hughes. Along with Papua, his interest in New Guinea was as a bulwark against possible future Japanese aggression. In the end, a compromise was reached, with Australia being given a mandate to administer New Guinea on behalf of the League of Nations. This permitted Australia to apply its laws to New Guinea, though not to exploit the territory for its own profit. The mandate imposed various obligations on Australia, in particular requiring it to promote to the utmost the material and moral well-being and the social progress of the inhabitants of the territory. The New Guinea Act, which provided the framework for the administration's activities, pointedly excluded any reference to this obligation. The government was far more interested in expropriating German property and businesses, both as reparation for some of its war losses and the employment opportunities they would provide for returned soldiers.